everyone. In our today's video, we are going to be discussing about nerve impulse transmission. So nerve impulse transmission simply means the way in which the neurons or the nerve cells are going to communicate with one another. So when I communicate with you, so that is what I am doing right now. So when I communicate with you, what am I actually doing? I am transferring the message which I have to you all. So similarly, when the neurons are going to communicate with one another, they are going to transfer the messages between the neurons. And that process by which the neurons are going to transfer the message from one neuron to the next neuron is only called as the nerve impulse transmission. So in our previous video, we have already discussed about the structure of the neuron. So now today, we will be just seeing how the message from one neuron is going to be transferred onto the next neuron. So I will draw the diagram. After that, we will continue with how the nerve impulse transmission is going to take place. So I hope you remember the structure of the neuron. Okay, so this is the dendrite. Okay, and then this is called as the cyton. Inside the cyton, the nucleus is being present, and then this long cytoplasmic process which is coming from the cyton is known as the axon. And then here the axon is covered with the myelin sheath. Then at the end you have the axonal end, or it is also called as the nerve ending. Okay, so this structure you have already studied and you already know about this. So now what is going to happen? How is the nerve impulse conduction going to happen? That let's discuss. So you are aware of the receptors which are present in our body. Okay, so the receptors will have the ability to make us sense a stimulus. The nerve impulse transmission will begin when the receptors sense the stimulus. When the receptors detect the stimulus, the sensory neuron will get triggered. So what is the work of the sensory neuron? The work of the sensory neuron is to carry the message from the sense organs, right? So the sensory neuron will be triggered when the receptors sense the stimulus. And in the dendritic tip of the sensory neuron, a tiny electrical impulse is going to be generated. So what is happening here? When the receptor detects a change in the environment, so when the receptor detects a stimulus, the sensory neuron is going to be triggered. When the sensory neuron is triggered, the dendritic tip of the sensory neuron, a tiny electrical impulse is going to be generated. So this electrical impulse will travel from the dendrite into the cell body. Now one thing that you need to notice here is the dendritic tip of the neuron is only receiving the electrical impulse. Now then what will happen is the electrical impulse which was generated in the dendritic tip will move on to the cyton. Okay, so the dendritic tip is taking the electrical impulse towards the cyton, and then after that from the cyton the electrical impulse will travel along the axon. So this electrical impulse is having the message or the information of the stimulus. Okay, so that electrical impulse is only going to be transferring along the neuron. Okay, so once the message reaches the axon, then finally the message will go on to the axonal end. So the axonal end is only the very important part of nerve impulse transmission. I will tell you why it is the most important part. So this is the axonal end, right? So I have already told you that in the axonal end of the neuron, there is a knob-like structure which is called as the synaptic knob. Okay. So there is a knob-like structure which is called as the synaptic knob. So this synaptic knob consists of vesicles, which are known as the synaptic vesicle. This synaptic vesicle is filled with a chemical substance. This synaptic vesicle is filled with a chemical substance which is known as the neurotransmitter. Okay. Now with the help of this chemical only, with the help of the neurotransmitter only, the message from one neuron is going to be transmitted on to the next neuron. So I am drawing one more neuron here. So which part of the next neuron have I drawn here? I have drawn the dendrite of the next neuron here. So this is the axonal end of one neuron. And here I have drawn the dendrite of the next neuron. So I told that the two neurons are not joined together directly. Okay, but instead there is a small gap which is present in between the two neurons, and that gap which is present in between the two neurons is called as the synaptic cleft. Okay, or it is also called as the synapse. Okay, the neuron which is present before the synaptic cleft, this neuron is present before the synaptic cleft, right? So the neuron which is present before the synaptic cleft is called as the presynaptic neuron. And the neuron which is present after the synaptic cleft is called as the postsynaptic neuron. The presynaptic neuron is the neuron which is having the electrical impulse, or it is having the message of the stimulus. And the postsynaptic neuron is the neuron which is waiting to receive the message from the other neuron. Okay. Now one thing you need to understand here. The dendrite of the next neuron is only going to be waiting in order to receive the message from the presynaptic neuron. So why is the dendrite of the next neuron waiting here? Why not the axonal end of the next neuron? The reason is because I told in the beginning of the lecture itself, only the dendritic tip of the neuron has the ability to receive the stimulus. So just imagine if there is the axonal end of the next neuron which is waiting to receive the signal. In that case, there is not going to be the transfer of impulse. Okay, why? Because the dendritic tip only has the ability to receive the stimulus. Instead, if there is going to be the axonal end of the next neuron here, then the transmission will happen. But then the axonal end cannot receive the stimulus. Okay, so one thing you need to understand very clearly, only the dendritic tip of a neuron has the ability to receive the stimulus. So that is the reason why the dendritic tip of the next neuron is waiting in order to receive the message from the presynaptic neuron which is already having the information. Is that okay? Now let's understand how the message is going to be transmitted between the neurons. Okay. So now what is actually happening? The dendrites have received the message, and then the message in the form of electrical impulse has travelled along the neuron, and then it has finally reached the axonal end. So in the axonal end, when the electrical impulse is reached, what will happen is the synaptic vesicle, which consists of the neurotransmitter, is going to rupture, or it is going to break open, releasing all the chemicals into the synaptic cleft. Okay, so the neurotransmitter must go across the synaptic cleft and reach the dendrite of the next neuron in order to transmit the message. Okay, so this neurotransmitter is getting released in the synaptic cleft, and through the synaptic cleft only the message can reach the dendrite of the next neuron. Alright. Now for a short while, the electrical impulse will be converted into chemical impulse in the synaptic cleft. Why is the electrical impulse getting converted into chemical impulse in the synaptic cleft? Because the chemical neurotransmitter is only going to carry the message, right? So for a short period of time, when the message is passing through the synaptic cleft, the message will be converted into a chemical impulse. Okay, and then once again when the message has reached the dendrite, then again the electrical impulse will continue inside the next neuron. So this message or the nerve impulse transmission is going to continue on and on. Okay, so again the message from the dendrite of this neuron will go into the cyton. Then from the cyton it is going to go into the axon. From the axon into the axonal end. Then from the axonal end, the message is going to go through the synaptic cleft into the next neuron. So this is going to go on and on. The nerve impulse transmission will go on and on till the message of the stimulus reaches a muscle cell or a gland. Okay, so the nerve impulse transmission will go on and on till the message reaches a muscle cell or a gland. Now why should the message reach the muscle cell or the gland? Then only the particular response for a stimulus can be achieved. Okay, so you remember, right, it all started when the stimulus was detected by the receptors. So when will the nerve impulse transmission come to an end? So the nerve impulse transmission will come to an end when the message reaches the muscle cell, so that a response can be achieved. Okay, so this is about nerve impulse transmission. So I will repeat this once again for you. Okay, so what is happening? The receptors which are present in our body will be able to sense the stimulus, and when the stimulus is sensed by the receptor, the sensory neuron is triggered, and at the dendritic tip of this sensory neuron, a tiny electrical impulse is generated. That electrical impulse from the dendrite will go into the cyton. Then from the cyton, the message will go to the axon. The message is in the form of electrical impulse inside the neuron. Okay, that also you are not supposed to forget. Then from there, the message will go to the axonal end of the neuron. Okay, so once the message in the form of electrical impulse reaches the axonal end of the neuron, what is going to happen? The synaptic vesicles which are present are going to rupture. So this is the synaptic vesicle, right? So the synaptic vesicle ruptures, releasing all the neurotransmitter which are present inside it. And this neurotransmitter will travel through the synaptic cleft. So what is a synaptic cleft? Synaptic cleft is nothing but the gap between the two neurons. So this neurotransmitter will cross the synaptic cleft and it will give the message to the dendrite of the next neuron. Okay, so why is the dendrite of the next neuron here? Because the dendrite of the next neuron only has the ability to receive the stimulus. Okay, then this neuron which is present before the synaptic cleft is called as a presynaptic neuron, and the neuron which is present after the synaptic cleft is called as the postsynaptic neuron. And then when the message is moving in the synaptic cleft, the message is going to be in the form of chemical impulse. Why? Because neurotransmitter is a chemical here, right? So the message which is going to be transferred from one neuron to the next neuron is going to be as a chemical impulse. And then once the message has reached the dendrite, again inside the dendrite, the message is going to travel as electrical impulse. Okay, neurotransmitter is only helping in transmission of the message, and neurotransmitter is a chemical. Now there is one very important neurotransmitter which you need to know, and that is acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is a very important neurotransmitter which helps in nerve impulse transmission. Now once the message has reached the dendrite of the next neuron, after that what will happen is the electrical impulse will go to the cyton. Similarly, whatever we have seen here, same thing. It will go to the cyton, then to the axon, then it will reach the axonal end. After that, it will be moving to the next neuron through the synaptic cleft. So this process will continue. It will go on and on till a particular response is achieved. So how will the particular response be achieved? Only when the message is getting transferred to a muscle cell or to a gland. Okay. So this is about nerve impulse transmission. I hope you understood this concept well. Thank you.